All right. I think we're good. Let's see that one. See if I can't just this. Sorry. I'll try to adjust my camera real quick. Let's see. Maybe more of like a top-down situation. Maybe that's better. All right. How's it going, whoever's out there? Feel free to ask any questions. Just getting started here. Got a little bit more sorting to do for some of this 151 stuff. So first things first, just want to check in and verify these orders for accuracy, accuracy before we actually sort them. Get the tape off these. Okay, there we go. Just kind of hanging out on this Saturday night. Sorting some 151. Who doesn't love that? Wonder. We got another stack here. Got to open up. Yo, what's up, Tim? Will in. Wonder. Should probably rearrange this a little bit so I can actually see what I'm doing. Get this tape off and I'll figure it out. Should be a better vantage point instead of just hearing random tape noises off camera. Okay. Those cards for every single muck I don't have. Yeah, I've seen people do that before. It's a pretty good idea. Just like have them as a placeholder in the binder. I should honestly do the same with my Tyranitar binder. TCG player orders. Yes. These TCG player orders started rolling in, and I am right now, these are the last two that I'm just verifying the contents. And then I'll actually start sorting. I think I want to clear off some of this right quick. You can actually like see what I'm doing. That probably makes more sense. Let's put this on the floor for now. That way I can like work there. And then you can actually what I'm doing. So this is an order that needs to be verified, which is always fun. It's like 300 cards. Need to make sure I got all of them. I think honestly that's part of why these sell for me. It's actually like kind of annoying. Not annoying, but like there's a lot that goes into like actually assembling a master set. So, all right, we got 2 Alakazam EX. That's good. These are not in alphabetical order. 2 anti-gold amber I'm supposed to have. Oh no. Oh, these aren't in like any order, I don't think. Maybe they are. Seems like it might have been alphabetical, but now it's kind of all over the place. Unless there's 2 in this sleeve. Oh boy. It's nice that they're already sleeved, but they are kind of slippery. I think there might have actually been 2 in that sleeve. Yes, okay. So we're good there. That's good. See, I think I might be missing an Alakazam. Oh, there we go. Okay. We're good. Back on track. 1 Butterfree. Butterfree. Good. 3 Charmeleon. So actually, I do mostly all kinds of different schools on my eBay store. However, 151, I started doing like, I do like the core master set. I don't know what you would call it. It's all of the like base 165 cards of like the base set, regular and reverse holo, including all the EXs. I list those as like, I forget what I call it on my eBay store, like core master set or base master set. Pretty clear about it being the like core 165 cards. And I sell that as like a whole, lot. So it just comes to the person pre-made as a master set, which is super convenient. Because I don't know if you've ever tried building a master set, but it can be like pretty hard, but like time consuming, and you actually have to put in a decent amount of effort just to get like the basic cards. Because even if you just get them on TCG Player, you're talking about doing like, there's no way one person on TCG Player is going to have everything for like regular and reverse holo, or like it's pretty rare to see that. I can almost guarantee that they don't. I place these orders, I always have to place, like I placed 57 different orders to restock these, because like you're not going to find one person that just has like all of it pretty much. If you do, like I said, it's pretty rare. So 2 Diglets. I think that's why these have been pretty successful for me. Is because it's just super convenient to just be able to order one thing. I think you have to consider the shipping too. If you're ordering from a bunch of different people, you're like, the shipping is going to be crazy. You're going to have to get like all these different people sending you stuff. So for Dodrio, nice. There's one. This is actually one of the cards that I needed in order to relist my eBay listing, so that's nice. 1 Dragonite. Dragonite is good. We got 1 Drowsy was there. I think it's kind of in like reverse alphabetical order now. Okay, Flareon. I just have to check too that the evolutions are the ones from 151, not prismatic, because I've had that happen as well. Usually whoever does it is pretty cool about issuing a refund or whatever, because it's the same. So you take 6 golems, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 2 grabbers. Yeah, a lot of these cards are going up too by a decent amount. 2 grabber, reverse hollow. Good. We got 3 haunter. I should actually take that out of being sleeved together. That's a mistake waiting to happen for me later down the road. Future Ryan will appreciate that. All right. 3 haunters. What's next? 4 jinx. I gotta figure out the music situation too. And figure out like what music I'm allowed to play on a YouTube live. 4 jinx. 2, 3, 4. How's the glare on your end? Don't want to like blind anybody while I'm doing this either. 5 Kangaskhan EX. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. 2 Machoke. Glare's not great, but not insane. Not sure you can mitigate it too much. I can move the lights a little bit. I don't want it to look like it's super dark in here. I don't know if that's better or worse. It's like going to the eye doctor. 1 or 2? 1 or 2? 2 chokes. 4 chop. Okay, sweet. 4 chop. I wonder if Spotify has like royalty-free music. I worry about just getting like trouble for playing something I'm not supposed to. Oh no, are we short? We're short from 2 reverse hollow. Unless this person messaged me and told me it wasn't there and gave me a refund. I'll have to check after the stream. We got 1 muck. Getting a scanner. So actually, I just got a scanner in like 2 days ago. I'm gonna probably mess around with that tomorrow. That'll be another learning curve. I know I have to like pull a roller out or something. I'll have to find a video on that. But yeah, I got the like the Fujitsu, was it 8170 or something like that? That pretty much all the bigger like PokeTubers recommend. I bought it from Phantom Fans Amazon affiliate link. So yeah, I want to mess around with that probably tomorrow, and then I'll definitely make like its own. Excuse me. I'll make my own like a separate video all about that experience. Yeah, I'm pretty excited to try it out. Because yeah, I will say listing is definitely like yes, because I'm doing everything manually. And especially that's part of what's kind of turned me off of doing like not near mint cards all the time, because I feel like I just have to take like 30 pictures of all the different like issues with the card because I want to be as transparent as possible. So yeah, those high quality scans, one and done, is just going to be super nice. I'm pretty excited to get it up and going and see. I know I should be able to do like I have probably a couple hundred cards sitting right next to me. I've been like dreading and putting off listing because they're all like $2 to $4 cards or so. Um, and I knew I was going to be getting the scanner, so I've just been kind of like sitting on those, and they just are taking up a bunch of space on my desk. So it'll be nice to get those listed, and that'll be like it's like my scanner food as like a starter run. So that's pretty sweet. Yeah, it cuts out a lot of time. Do you sell cards yourself on eBay? And do you have a YouTube channel? I'll go check it out. Wheezing. Oh, there's the Mewtwo. Must have been stuck to something else. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Wigglytuffs. And there's that missing Mewtwo. So that order was perfect. On to the next one. There's one more left that I need to verify, which is the biggest of them. And then I'll start sorting. I actually ordered sorting trays too. They should be here tomorrow. Where am I putting this? This one on the floor over here for now. And then we got this monster of an order. It looks like this is hopefully in alphabetical order, which would be fantastic. So props. The lower end Epson one, and it's working fine. Nice. Yeah, I'm sure anything would make a huge difference. It's just like I actually just filmed a video today about all my shipping supplies, like everything I use. And I was talking a little bit about like the thermal printer that I use for labels is one that I got. It was like pretty cheap because I don't know. You don't always have to go with like the super high end stuff. Like any improvement is going to be very nice. Alrighty, let's see. I'm gonna try to move this down a little bit. Okay. 12 antique dome fossil. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Guess that kind of like. Okay. 11 Helix. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice. 12 amber. 1, 2, 3. I don't know what you would call this. I was thinking about it the other day. I don't know if this would be like retail arbitrage or something. Like buying these from TCG Player and then building them into master sets and reselling them on eBay. But it's been going pretty well so far. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 bell sprouts. This will be better. 13 bills. Cheap Bluetooth thermal printer and works fine too. What is that? One thing I don't like that you have to list consistently and try to avoid paying listing fees. Yeah. Yeah, my thermal printer is Bluetooth as well. It was like $50, I think. Made such a huge difference in the beginning because like when I started, when I first started, I was like writing out envelopes by hand and using stamps. It's been interesting as I've like evolved over the year or so. Um, and then I moved on to printing out the labels on paper, cutting them out and taping them to envelopes, which was a little bit faster than handwriting them. And then eventually, when I started selling some stuff and getting some actual like money back for the selling, is when I went and bought the thermal printer for like $50. And my lord, did it make such an insane difference on time. Nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Gotta love it. Grabber regular. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I will say, if you have any interesting Tyranitar cards, I'm a buyer. 10. Reverse holo, right? Yeah. That page. Love that these are all in order. Eight makes it so much nicer to verify. 2 Magnemites, 10 Mankeys, 10. Two books. I saw a talk the other day of somebody saying the correct pronunciation is Pidgeot. And I was like, what? Absolutely not. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ponyta. 10 Primeapes. Yeah, Pidgeot. I was like, what? Get out of here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 6. 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Seals. These cards are your best sellers, 151. We sell too many 151 singles. Because like I sell these as master sets. It's like all it's 300 and whatever. What is that, 320, like 330 some cards all together as one lot. So like I group them together and build the master sets of the core and then sell that. So I don't sell them individually. I'm actually thinking about doing it for Destined Rivals too. I was thinking about that the other day because I've done well with this, and I've heard that Destin Rivals is a pretty popular master setted set. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I think I'm going to give it a shot. There's no major risk involved. Pretty much just buying bulk. I think some of the reverse hollows in Destin Rivals are like 50 cents, maybe a little more. But nothing as crazy as like 151, where there's a bunch of cards that are over $1, $2. Some of them are like $4 and $5. Snorlax kind of went crazy over the last couple weeks. As I was placing a lot of these orders, I was like, holy crap. Didn't realize a lot of these, how many of these cards have gone crazy in the last month or so. It makes sense because 151, I think, is officially out of print. So I won't be getting any more. I mean, other than the initial stuff, they've just been printing prismatic like crazy. So I don't even know that they have like space to print anything else at this point. Which is probably also part of the reason why Destin Rivals booster boxes are like $600. Alrighty. Now, so that's all sorted, or that's all good to go. So now we will begin sorting. All right. He's sorted. Trying to figure out. Okay. There we go. Set that aside. What we got here? Dugongs. Okay. Yeah, I feel like those sorter trays are going to be nice. Set up the trainer side for now. Usually do those last. Well, cut it off. Perfect. So that's all trainers. All right, we've got Horsey. I'll do. Usually when I'm doing this, I like 50 to 100, or 1 through 50, 50 to 100, and then here we go. I need to be able to see. I can't see through my phone. Okay, Vaporeon, we go. Dugong. There. So yeah, I kind of just like sort these out into piles of 50 to start. The reverse hollows up front. And then go into each pile and do those separately. Starmie. Got a good feel for blurry and pixelated. I don't think it's blurry. I don't know. Is it blurry for you? I haven't had anybody else say anything. That's there. It's got to be my phone. It's maybe like try closing YouTube and reopening it. Articuno. We'll go there. Jinx is over 100. Big Man Blastoise, Big Man Blastoise. Hitmonchan, Hitmonlee. Over 100. You have a PC. Or do you find yourself holding cards as you acquire cards? I do have a personal collection. I actually, so I don't know if you are familiar with Bronze God. He's a YouTube PokeTuber, content creator, bulk seller. He does like a Sunday morning conversation series he's been doing the last couple like month or so. I'm actually featured on the one he's going to be publishing tomorrow, which is pretty cool. We talked about that topic. I think it's hard for sure. I've found myself struggling more, um, you know, now trying to do the business as far as like a personal collection goes. I think it's super important to like establish goals and then like stick to them, because if you don't, you're gonna like you'll come across collections as you're like buying collections and stuff, trying to flip them, piece them out, resell them, et cetera, et cetera. You're gonna like be like, "Oh, I like this card. Oh, I like this card. Oh, I like this card." You're like, "Oh, piece of candy." So I think you have to just like set very specific goals for your collection and kind of like stick to it, because I've definitely found it challenging um, to do both or to do all of it. It's like this weird kind of like crossroads, like intersection of trying to run a business while also having a personal collection. That being said, too, I think establishing like a budget for it, right? Like, so you have like your discretionary fund budget or whatever, and you just kind of like, all right, this week I have $50 to spend on myself for fun, whatever that means. So you could spend that $50 on personal collection card and then not feel like guilty about it, like you're holding money back from the business or anything. But then at the same time, it gets tough because you kind of want to like pump everything that you can into the business. So then it's just, I don't know. It's definitely tough. It's a tough like tug of war. That's always kind of. I'm actually gonna set that one aside because I know that I consider that near mint. It's got like scratches on the foil. That's a shame. So I'll have to pick up another one of those. Yeah, it's definitely tough. It's a challenge. But I do have a personal collection, all that being said. And it is pretty much, I have a master set of 151, a full master set, including all the SIRs and everything. Don't have all the promos, because I know there's like some crazy ones out there. Like I have the Snorlax ETB promo, but it is not the Pokemon Center promo. And then I have like the poster collection starter trio. I have the Mew and the Mewtwo from the UPC, but I don't have like that Pokemon Center Squirtle or whatever that was like limited when you ordered from the Pokemon Center or something. That thing was crazy expensive. I don't have there's like a EB Games Charmander or something that's like crazy expensive. Don't have that. So yeah, there's a couple promos and stuff that I don't have. But yeah, so I have a 151 master set, and then I'm working on, which has taken an extremely long time. I'm working on a Tyranitar master set, and that will include Larvitar and Pupitar as well. So like all cards, all um, like versions of all the cards. So like way back to the vintage stuff, I'll have the like the regular and the first edition, and then in the modern stuff, I have regular and reverse hollow, et cetera, et cetera. So other than that, I don't have a big personal collection. Sometimes I will keep a card if I come across it in a collection, that I like. That'll usually be like a little Bulbasaur card or something like that, or just a Pokemon that I like. But for the most, yes, Iron Thorns is included in the T-Tar Master set. But yeah, I try my best to not, um, you know, hold cards that I'm getting from collections. I try to just flip them. One thing that is fun that I've gotten an opportunity to do, in doing this is just handling all kinds of different cards that I never probably would have otherwise. Like I had a Mewtwo, like the Mewtwo GX that's in the test tube, come through in a collection. Um, so that was really cool. Just seeing that card and having it in hand was really cool. So I get to have them in my collection for a time at least. It's like a revolving door a little bit, but just want to double check those to make sure they're 151 and not prismatic. Yeah, I'm actually like super sad that there's like an Iron Hands SIR from Prismatic that I really like the art style of. And I was super upset that they did not do that for Iron Thorns. I would have loved an Iron Thorn cards in the style. I think I actually have the card right over next to me in my listed eBay pile. Let me grab that real quick when I get through this stack, just so I can show you what I'm talking about with the art. I love the art style. I feel like Iron Thorns like won a world championship or something. So I'm like, why did Iron Hands get this and not Iron Thorns? I was very sad. But yeah, let me grab that real quick. Let me see. Where would that be? In this pile. Nope, not that pile. I wonder if I put it away. That would be a little more annoying. Yeah, I don't have it at hand. Easily accessible at the moment. But it's really cool. But yeah, it's definitely a struggle trying to juggle personal collection and putting like diverting as much funds as possible into growing. Pleasing 10. How many submissions have you sent out to PSA? Yeah, so I do go through PSA, for better or worse. I do think PSA has some like questionable things going on, and I would like for there to be a better competition, for lack of a better like term. Um, I've been trying to submit monthly at this point for this year, just to kind of hopefully like once the submissions do start coming back, which they did. I got one back like a couple weeks ago on that YouTube and it came back a 9. I ended up selling it, and that's actually what funded the scanner. So I was trying to do monthly just to kind of get like a regular return schedule going too. And I think I'm going to continue doing that for now. It's just easier to go through PSA basically. It's the most liquid ultimately at the end of the day. Yeah, exactly. Like having just like regular submissions coming back will be super nice. Um, but we'll see. Like I think they've gotten inundated like tremendously in the last couple of months or whatever, because I sent that first submission in January and got it back in April. So it took 3 months, which was the longest I've had through GameStop so far. I think GameStop gets some type of priority. because usually their returns come back pretty quick. But 3 months was the longest that it's been that I've had to wait. And now the one that I sent in February is still only in research and ID. It's not even in um, grading and stuff yet. So I feel like it's going to be more than 3 months. So I think like it's kind of uh, like it's gotten worse basically over the last 2 months or so. Which is another reason why it would be nice to have an alternative to PSA. Like I know you can obviously send into other grading companies, but as I'm looking to like kind of grow the business and stuff, like PSA is just the most liquid, usually gets the highest price, like your best bang for your buck. Um, because as far as the other ones go, like with Beckett, you're not gonna get um, like unless it's a black label, basically, you're not gonna get the same value as if you get a PSA 10. Plus, it's harder. Like Beckett grades harder and is usually worth less unless it's a black label. So it just doesn't really seem to make a ton of sense to submit to them. Same with Tag. Like I like the idea of Tag, but again, like they grade harder, and even if you tag 10, it's probably not worth the same as like a PSA 10. So again, it just kind of like doesn't make a ton of sense to do. And out of all of them, PSA is just the most liquid. So, unfortunately, for better or worse, I'm just gonna keep going with PSA for now until things change if they do. You always recommend, I've mentioned this a couple times in like my different videos and stuff, that I think should try grading if you're like selling cards and stuff. I don't know if you grade or not. I'll take that. Yeah. But I definitely always recommend at least trying it and seeing if you like it. It's a little bit of like gambling, because like you never know what you're going to get. PSA is going to do PSA things here and there, but uh, the chance, like the potential multiplier you have and like extra margin you can get through grading is pretty tremendous. Especially like it's going to have a larger impact when you're a smaller business too, if that makes sense. Because I think I mentioned this in my interview thingy with Bronze as well. Is like me, right? So that MewTube that I sent off came back a 9, right? I think total profit after acquisition fee, grading fee, et cetera, like at the end of the day, the total profit was like $870 that I made on that YouTube, right? Which for me is huge because I'm just started. Like 800 some dollars is massive for a smaller business, just when you're talking about like percentage and stuff. Um, Whereas if you look at somebody like, you know, who's established, Pokemon, Nostalgianomics, like those people, like $800 would still be great, but it's not gonna like make as much of an impact on their business as it will for me, if that makes sense. I know it was kind of a long description of the situation, but just when you're talking about percentage of like cash flow and stuff, uh, there's just tremendous upside to grading when you're just kind of getting started out and trying to get the snowball rolling, so to speak. So all of that to say, if you don't grade cards, I would recommend that you at least try it and see if you like it. Might end up that you don't like it, and then you don't do it anymore, but at least give it a shot. It's super accessible through GameStop too. I don't know if GameStop is something that's easily available to you, but so far I haven't had any issues. I know a lot of people were like, oh, I don't want a third party person handling my cards, et cetera, but I don't know. At the end of the day, you like there's some argument to be made that having like getting a direct package from PSA and then having that package come back to you with like the PSA marketing and like label on it, who's to say like a postal worker won't just steal it or whatever? That can certainly happen because it's like branded PSA. Like every at this point, everybody knows that those packages can be holding thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars worth of cards. So I don't know. Unfortunately, people are going to do nefarious things sometimes, and there's no way around it. So you got to weigh your risks and, um, you know, do what you got to do. But yeah, grading's been huge for me. So I've had a lot of success with it. Um, I've made good margins on a lot of it. Usually the wins are big enough to cover the losses. So 10/10 recommend at least trying it. Good luck. Thank you. You too. Just kind of hanging out, sorting some 151 bulk to prepare some master sets that I'll be listing hopefully within the next couple days. I think I might be good to go. I saw the Dodrio somewhere, I remember, and I saw some Vileplume, so I think I'm ready to list these. Oh no! I tried with CGC back when they still had blue labels, nothing but eights. I don't know why the chat disappears. Haven't tried since. Do you use a centering tool? I just eyeball everything, to be honest with you, and I've done decently well. My last submission was probably the worst one I had as far as my accuracy goes, but it didn't end up mattering too much because the YouTube just happened to increase in value so much over the 3 months that it took PSA to grade it that it just carried the entire submission. So it didn't matter that my predictions were a little off. Plus, a couple of the cards that I was pretty sure would 10 did 10, and the margin on those was pretty crazy. It was like an Articuno GX and a Dragonite GX from Sun and Moon, or no, it was from Unified Minds or something. I can't remember exactly, but I paid, like, they both 10 because I was pretty confident that they would when I submitted them. So I ended up doing pretty well on those as well because they're relatively expensive. They haven't sold yet, but I've gotten a couple offers on them and stuff. I'm just kind of hanging tight for now because I'm actually pretty much at the lowest on eBay, so I don't really see a reason to race to the bottom on them. Just kind of hang tight on them for a little bit. Yeah, they're both. I have them listed at 250. So Duo, go there, go trio, go there. Yeah, I've got some decent cards in that second submission as well. I have the Mewtwo and Mew GX tag team like promo in my second submission. That's probably the biggest card in that submission. Um, I'm fairly confident it will not 10. I wasn't expecting it to when I sent it off based on how it looked. I think a 9 would be great. I'm kind of expecting it to 8 based on its condition, which I think will still be a little bit better than break even based on how the cards performed over the last couple months. When you set a pile for grading, do you keep them in card savers right away or top loaders until you're sure? So I'll usually, just for my own organization, I'll put them in card savers, like in a separate pile. And typically, before I send them off, I'll give them one last kind of glance over. I'll wipe them down with like a microfiber just to try to get rid of any like fingerprints or like dust and stuff, and then send them off. Yeah, I figure the what's it called? The semi-rigid is good to store them in because it will help prevent them from like bending and stuff too. But that's kind of my own organization system. And I do have it like in its own separate pile. This one is not going for grading. This is one of those cards like we were just talking about earlier where I kind of set it aside for myself. I'm not fully set yet. Like I might list this, I'm not sure. But it's a pretty niche Bulbasaur card. So I kind of like it. It's like apparently some type of General Mills promo. I have no idea how that worked. I don't know if this came in like a cereal box or something. I have no idea. But Bulbasaur is my favorite all-time starter. Came across that in a collection that I picked up, and I was like, you know what? I think this is going in the PC. Pretty sure when I bought it, it was only like $7 or so. These Growliths. There. Coughing is over 100. Crabby. Hanky. Just about through sorting these into their initial piles, which is nice. Hey, it's Pidgeot. Because that's definitely the way you pronounce that. I like the moves on the card sometimes. Flop. 57. How's it going if you're just coming in? Just kind of hanging out, sorting some 151 bulk. Feel free to ask me any questions you might have. Kind of hanging out here, chilling. Some relax vibes. Have basically gotten to the end of page 1. Here, this is the last pile. Nice. And then we can go through and start sorting amongst the piles. Ultimately, the goal is to get all of these into set order, which for 151 happens to be numerical order for the Pokédex, which is pretty cool. Nice little detail they added for that set. Normally sets are arranged by type, but for 151 they did a special and arranged them in Pokédex order. All right, I'm gonna clear up some space real quick. Oh no, missed a card. Who is it? Giovanni. Let's see here. So we got trainers. Oh no, sorry. Bump the camera. Trainers. We got that is over 100. I'm holding on to some promos and I find it hard to let them go. Yeah, I agree. I mean, it seems like promos tend to over time, especially if it's obviously like a popular Pokemon. A while ago, I picked up a pretty decent amount of the Kanto starters from the 151 poster collection, like those promos, and also the Flareon, Jolteon, SB, or Vaporeon from, I think it was the Prismatic poster collection. I'm not sure. And I'm just kind of like sitting on those. The other day, I think was it yesterday? I was live doing like pre-grading and going through those stacks. I found a couple that I ended up sending in. But yeah, otherwise I'm just kind of sitting on them. I mean, they're already up. Not that it's like an insane amount. Percentage-wise, it's pretty good versus when I picked them up, but they went from like 75 cents to like $1.50, which sure, that's 100% gain, but you know, not a huge amount of money. So yeah, I'll just keep sitting on them. But yeah, I think you can't really go wrong with promos like that. When you're talking about like Kanto starters, I mean, that's kind of like a no-brainer, you know? So yeah, what promos are you sitting on? The sorting tray will be spectacular starting tomorrow for this part. As it is right now, I just have to lay these out on my desk, basically. New Queen. Okay, this Kakuna is Fubar. This is my favorite Pokemon. Nice stack of the gold stars. Ooh, yeah, that is fantastic. So finding those types of things to take advantage of. I know the Radiant Greninja probably a huge one if you happen to grab like any of those, because I think for a while those are also like $1. So that could have been a huge win. But yeah, the gold star, like same with the Umbreon too, like the gold star Umbreon from Celebrations. I think that was, or was that not a promo? Was that in the set? I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, especially I think once we get even closer to the 30th anniversary, a lot of that celebrate stuff is probably going to be going even more crazy. I have the some of like the whatchamacallit, Surfing Pikachu and Flying Pikachu V's. I have a couple of those that I'm just kind of sitting on and waiting until we get closer to the 30th. I can't wait for that. It's going to be really cool seeing whatever kind of like set they come up with for the 30th anniversary. Is there 2 more totals in here? No. Okay. Wigglytuff. Spearow. There. Wigglytuff. Yeah, I think I need to figure out if I'm gonna do this on live. I need to figure out like some type of way to have the camera like top down or something, because it's hard for me to like see what I'm actually doing. We live and we learn. We grow and evolve, right? Improvise, adapt, overcome, or something like that. For right now, I only sell Pokemon. I played Magic for a long time. Got out of it a couple years ago. That was actually part of what fueled my initial funding to like start collecting Pokemon again. I sold my Magic collection at a poor time, honestly, because little did I know over like the 5 years or so from when I stopped playing to when I sold it, that Wizards just went on this like absolutely insane reprinting spree because I played mostly modern. And I had like a pretty extensive modern collection with all the staples and everything. Um, but then when I went to sell it, I was like, oh wow, my collection is worth 10% of what it was 5 years ago, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, for right now, I mostly just sell Pokemon. I did buy a couple um, of the Final Fantasy, what's it called? Like Universes Beyond or whatever it's called, and got like super lucky. Yeah, my modern collection just was super sad when I went to sell it. Um, but yeah, I think it was, I forget what happened, but I ended up, I think I finished like a big commission. So I do commission painting as well for tabletop games. I think I finished like a decent sized commission and was feeling a little like fast and loose with some of the funds. And I was at my LGS and they had the Final Fantasy um, collector boosters for sale. And I bought one and opened the Surge foil uh, Una, and I think I sold it for like $250 that day on my eBay store. Like I listed it within a couple hours, it was gone. And then, because you never quit when you're ahead, I bought another one and opened the Surge Foil Tifa, which I ended up grading with PSA and selling that a couple when that came back. And that came back at 10. I think Magic is a little bit easier to get 10s, I've heard, because the print quality is a lot better than modern Pokemon. So that was nice too. But beyond that little foray into Final Fantasy, which I really only bought because I like Final Fantasy, that was the first time I bought Magic cards in a very long time. I wouldn't be opposed. I've heard Magic bulk is pretty profitable. I'm not like super interested in doing bulk. Obviously, I know you can. Um, like I know it works, but I think I'd prefer to just do like more higher end, not higher end, but cards that are worth like a couple dollars and more versus doing bulk, at least at the moment. Alrighty, there's no Ivysaurs in here. That's interesting. So we have Venusaur, Charmander. Now we go through and we collect the piles in numerical order. No Squirtles either. Blastoise, Caterpie, Metapod, Butterfree. I think there's any Beetles. Kakuna. Oh, wait. I had two Kakuna piles. Whoops. I was confused for a second. I was like, wait, I thought I had more Kakunas than just one. Beedrill and what? Pidgey, I think? 15. There's no Pidgeys. Pidgeotto. It's actually crazy, apparently. Like, some of these 151 cards were like short printed. And that's why some of them are so much more expensive than the other ones. There's like a list of them. I think it's like somewhere between 12 and 20. Which is kind of crazy. Like randomly Pidgeotto reverse foil is like $3. What do we got next? 2001. Who is 21? Ekans? Don't have any. Oh, no, Spearow, Fearow. Right. Come on. Spearow. 21. There's no Fearows. It's going to be 22. I think is. That's Arbok. Charbok. Pikachu 25, of course. I don't know, to be honest. I need to look into that. I know you can. It just has to be like royalty free, and I don't know how to know what is and what isn't. So I just need to do like a little bit of research on that. Because yeah, I would like to have some type of like Pokemon lo-fi or something going in the background. I think that would really spice it up. Yeah, I can't Google while I'm live if you want to check it out for me. Not that it super matters. I'm not going to be going too much longer here. But we got here 28. We got ran female. Yeah, I'll have to check into that. There is a YouTube. Do some research for it. And I'll start a playlist on Spotify. That'd be lovely. Thank you. I mean, there's a like. I would assume. That can be dangerous sometimes, but there's a YouTube channel called Glitch X City who does like Nintendo lo-fi and just has it streaming on YouTube for free 24/7. I think they have a Spotify like channel. I would assume that if they're streaming on YouTube for free like 24/7, that you would be allowed to play their music on a YouTube video. That would be my guess. Yeah, I love that channel. I listen to it like all the time when I'm not live and like sorting cards or listing cards or doing whatever. It's great stuff. And it's just on loop. It's like maybe 20 different tracks that they made. And they just have it playing on loop 24/7. So like that's kind of thing where like I would guess you'd be able to have that playing in your YouTube like live stream because they have it available for free on their channel. So, but I don't know. That's that 38. No Jigglypuffs. We got the Wiggly Tuffs. Oh, I've played all the main series. Not a ton of like the, what would you call it? Like offshoots or whatever. Gen 1 and 2 are my favorite. That's largely nostalgia based. I actually really enjoyed Gen 9. I know that's a little bit of a hot take. Streamer with the Nintendo Lo-Fi is Glitch X City. So Glitch City with an X in between. Yeah, I actually really enjoyed Gen 9. I mean, it was buggy and like all that, crap or whatever, but I thought the games were solid. I loved Area Zero and all that stuff. Hated Sword and Shield, probably my least favorite generation. I thought those games were pretty bad. Other than that, the rest of them are kind of like jumbled together a little bit for me because my journey was obviously as a kid started with Gen 1 and 2. Then I think as a lot of people do, I went on hiatus for a while when I got into like middle school, high school, because it was kind of like, nerdy or whatever. And then got back into it later on when I was probably somewhere between like 18 and 20 or so. And kind of like I bought, I think it was Diamond at the time, which was already like a little bit older. Played Diamond, then went back to Emerald, and then played Black, like Gen 5, and then XY Gen 6 came out. And then I like picked it back up, and I've been back on track ever since, playing each game as they release. 40. Gloom. Vileplume. It's 45. 40. Who is this? 47. There we go. 48. 49. An emerald cartridge at this show. I actually have one if you just want to borrow it. Unless you just want one for yourself, yeah. Yeah, I think the cartridge, how much was it at the show? I think the cartridge alone is like $300 or $400 without like just a used cartridge. But yeah, absolutely. You can borrow it for sure. Yeah, I think just a cartridge is like $300 or $400. No box, no nothing. Yeah, that was actually the cartridge I picked up. I don't know if you remember. You probably do. Like when it was like me, you, and Nick were getting back into it, and we all bought, like I bought Emerald, and then you guys bought Ruby and Sapphire. And we were all playing through it together. And that's the Emerald cartridge that I still have. Right, that one's sorted. On to the next one. Yeah, so if you have Ruby or Sapphire still, then I'm sure that's from that same time when we were doing that. Yeah. Good times. Yeah, those games are great. I'm actually playing, I'm doing a Nuzlocke of Alpha Sapphire right now, currently with Dorian. We're playing through. I haven't played Gen 3 like that in a very long time. Like I bought Alpha Sapphire, but never finished it. So it's been fun to kind of revisit a little bit. I know Gen 3 gets a lot of hate for all the water, but like, it's not that much water. We're through most of the game, and we're just now like surfing around and stuff. I guess there is the part in the beginning with the boat where that old guy like kidnaps you and brings you to the island or whatever. Briefly considered downloading one of the Kaizo. Yeah, do it. Do the new one that just came out. The was it Platinum Kaizo? I think. I know Pichal is streaming that currently. I think. I don't know what happened. I'm gonna see all the chat messages. I was missing Leaf Green cartridge, but I'm not thinking of picking it up since they released it on Switch. Yeah, I have a Fire Red cartridge, and then me and Tim here in the chat actually just did a Nuzlocke of Fire Red Leaf Green. I think he's still finishing. I cleared the Elite Four a couple weeks ago. I'm going to be honest with you. The grind for the levels was so much worse than the actual Elite Four. The like level disparity in some of those older games is so insane. I remember. Yeah, exactly. The level grind is because it's so monotonous. Like, you're not really like at threat at that point if you're just grinding for a Nuzlocke, but like it's rough. Just super time consuming and like relatively mindless. But yeah, I don't know. The level disparity is hilarious. You're like, all right, I beat Giovanni's level 40 Rhydon. Now let me check my Nuzlocke checker. What level do I need for the Elite Four? Oh, 60. Like 20 levels later. Like, what is this level gap? And I'm going to be honest. Like, I just don't remember that as a kid. Which is crazy. Something rose-tinted nostalgia glasses. even with because I had played that silver cartridge like relatively recently, and it was kind of the same thing. And also on the topic of rose tinted nostalgia glasses, like Gen 2 is actually like low key kind of horrible. like, like I said, I know it's like my favorite generation just for nostalgia. Tyranitar is my favorite Pokemon. I have like a whole lore behind that and all that stuff. But replaying those games is like horrible. It's just so weirdly designed. Like there are no Gen 2 Pokemon like in the game. like yeah. Yeah, like you can get I almost wiped on this Leaf Green Nuzlocke I just did on Nugget Bridge. Gary almost got me. It's not even like the dragging part. It's like the design is so weird. Like none of the gym leaders have Gen 2 Pokemon, which is very bizarre. Like Morty has like a Ghastly and two Haunters. Like where is Mischievous? Just doesn't make any sense. Um, was it Bugsy or whatever? Like the bug dude in the beginning has like a Scyther and a Weedle or something. Like give him a Fortress, like or Pineco or something. Like it's just weirdly designed. Like there's no Gen 2 Pokemon in the game. A lot of them are locked behind the post game unless you don't consider the Kanto portion post game. Like you consider that part of the main game, then maybe. Um but yeah, like Houndour, Murkrow. There's like a bunch of like Gen 2 Pokemon that you can't get until you go to Kanto, which is really weird. Yeah, looking back on it, like obviously I love the games because it was just so many, such core memories for me as a person and who I've become of just loving Pokemon. But I think if they kind of, I don't know, some of the design choices are kind of strange when you look back on it with a little more like analytical perspective versus just loving them because I did as a kid, obviously. Just think there's a lot of opportunity. And then interestingly, like I guess they wanted to kind of stick to it, you know, when they did Heart Gold Soul Silver, but they didn't. Like Heart Gold Soul Silver are very much just the same game, but look prettier. Versus taking the opportunity to kind of like tweak some of that type of stuff would have been interesting if they went down that road. But then I'm sure either way, like you would have got a lot of people that were upset that they changed a bunch of stuff, which is valid, I guess. But yeah, it's just kind of interesting when you kind of think about it. Like, where are the Gen 2 Pokemon? But I love those games nonetheless. And I'm super excited for Gen 10, as I always am. I try not to get too ahead of myself because I've been let down a little bit. Honestly, I think so. Like, if Gen 9 had scaling gyms, which is something that is canon, like literally from the first episode of the anime, gym leaders have different teams depending on where you're at in your journey. So, like, I feel like, we have the technology. They could scale the gyms based on how many badges you have, like whatever mechanic they use. Like the gym leaders should have been scaling in Gen 9 for sure. You fix the technical issues, obviously. Um, make the games look a little better, which granted, it was just a demo or whatever, but Gen 10 looked pretty on the reveal trailers that we've seen so far. Uh, So yeah, like with Gen 9, right? Scaling gym leaders, make it look a little bit better. Which I didn't like hate the visuals, but they could have been a little bit better. Yeah, high hopes for the next main game. Yeah, exactly, 100%. I don't know what it's gonna look like when it comes out, but I think honestly, it taking them like it'll be in development for I think 5 years by the time it comes out, which is a pretty I think normal development cycle for a video game. So hopefully we get something very good. Yeah, I was actually holding out on a Switch 2. My initial plan was to um, wait, and I'm kind of expecting some type of like bundled release with Gen 10 and Switch 2. I would be shocked if they didn't do it. Like some special edition Switch 2 with the Gen 10 release. Um, but I ended up caving and getting one because my wife wanted to play Pokopia. And having played it now myself, it is pretty incredible. Been having a ton of fun with it. Way more than I was initially expecting. I've never really played like a builder type game before, but I've been playing way too much Pokopia when I should be sorting Pokemon cards. But yeah, it's been a ton of fun. So yeah, it's been great. Like I said, I'm not wasn't really ever a big like builder game person. Like I've never played Minecraft or hey, what's up, Pokepaster? How you doing, man? Just talking about Pokopia. I don't know if you've played that or if you have a Switch 2. I know you talk about like your daughter in the hobby a lot. She'd probably enjoy it a lot. Me and my wife have been having a blast with it. I was just mentioning how I've been playing it way more than I was expecting and enjoying it way more than I thought I would. It's been a ton of fun. Where are my Diglets? I don't think they're here. Yeah, just kind of hanging out, talking about Pokemon. Haven't played Pokopia. A ton of champions. Yeah, I heard they kind of fixed it a little bit. I think it was like missing a lot of stuff in the beginning, but it'll be interesting. I know I'm interested in VGC. I've never like I usually will just play the ladder a little bit, like build a couple competitive teams. Obviously, I'll build a Tyranitar team, get my sand going, pair them up with Excadrill because that's always fun. And I'll usually build a couple teams and grind a ladder for a little while, and that's about it. Whenever a new game comes out, I had a lot of fun with Gen 9 doing that, but haven't played in quite a while. Yeah, that's true. It definitely would change up the meta quite a bit. Maybe I'll check it out. It's all like 2v2 VGC style, right? Or if they added, that's pretty much what I would want to do anyway. But I know it didn't have like singles or something when it first released, or it doesn't have like 6v6 singles. It's like 6v6, but you pick three or something strange. Singles, but it's just 3v3. Yeah, so like you pick six. Like you have six, but then you only pick three to bring to the actual match. I should probably check it out. Is it like $60 or whatever? Because that feels kind of crazy. If it's $60 for like a battle simulator. I did that for a while. Oh, it's free. Man, yeah, I gotta check that out. Okay. There's no reason not to then, for sure. Um, yeah, there was somebody who I think did well at like a VGC championship or something with Tyranitar Lycanroc, and it got me super excited, and I ended up building a team in game in Gen 9. I hunted for a shiny Rockruff. Got that blue Lycanroc. Did okay for a while. It was pretty fun. It was like Focus Sash Endeavor, right? which is the one where it brings their HP down to 1 too. It's actually pretty nasty because Lycanroc was very fast in the sand. Yeah. Yeah, it's Focus Sash, Endeavor, Rock Slide. Maybe Accelerock, I think, just as a priority move. And I forget what the 4th move slot was on my Lycanroc. Yeah, obviously I'll always try to build some type of Tyranitar teams. Gotta represent. Yep, that sounds right. That sounds exactly right. I still have him obviously in my boxes or in home. I can't remember. He's probably just chilling in my boxes. Do I not have? Oh, there it is. Yeah, I gotta go top down next time because I can't see anything over my phone here. It's kind of just in the way. Hey, thanks for stopping in. I really appreciate it, dude. Yeah, have a great night. 58, we Growlithe. Arcanine. 60, who's 60? Oh, I missed Golduck. 55. Who is number 60? I can't remember. Oh, Poliwag. There we go. 60. 62. 63 is who? Whoever it is, I don't think I have him. So, we'll go Machop, Machoke, Machamp, Machop, Machunk, Machunk. 68. 69 is Bellsprout, Weepinbell, Victor Bell. 71, 72. I'm usually not at concern of being bought out on my eBay store, I don't think. I mean, if somebody were to come in and buy out my eBay store, I think I'd be extremely happy, to be honest with you. I'll usually kind of base my prices, like I'll go whatever TCG market is and probably like inflate it a little bit, because I do feel like you get a little bit of a premium on eBay, just for, yeah, I don't know. You have the pictures, like people can see what they're getting. It's probably a little more like service oriented. Yeah, I'm not really sure. You always hear, and then in my experience, it seems like you can get a little bit of a premium on eBay. So I usually go a little bit over TCG player market price. Currently, I'm just taking pictures. However, once I get this scanner set up, I will definitely be doing all scanning. I think I will probably, anything I have that's like higher end, I'll probably still take manual pictures until I get comfortable with the scanner, just because I wouldn't want any, potential for them getting damaged by the scanner, like scratched, scuffed, anything like that. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I definitely need to build a little more trust in the scanner before sending like a $1 or $2 or $300 card through it. Plus, if it's only a single card like that, I wouldn't mind taking pictures of that. But when we're talking like $1 to $5 cards or $1 to $10 cards, I'm gonna love just blasting them through a scanner basically. 77. Where are we at here? Yeah, as it is currently, I am just taking manual pictures, which is tough. Very time consuming. One, two, three, 84. Here we go. 85. Whoops. I'm actually wondering if they're going to make a Pokopia set. Yeah, I occasionally will get questions for like more pictures or certain angles. Usually if I do get that, if it's like a higher end card, I'll just straight up tell them like this isn't a PSA 10 or I would have graded it. And usually they're like, "Oh, okay." And that's it. Because I feel like if somebody's asking for pictures like that, they're probably looking to grade it. Would be my guess. Most of the time when that's happened to me and I've told them like, yeah, this isn't a 10, that's it. That's like the end of the conversation. Sometimes they'll still want the pictures and then I'll just send them a couple or whatever. But who is 90? I had 3 stacks of Magnemites. I'm doing a bad job of this. Shoulder, yeah, 90. 91. 92 is gasoline. 93. 94 we know is Gengar. Gang. 95 is Onyx. Yep. All right, we're starting to flow a little bit. 96. 97. Eight. 99. And 100. And we missed Tentacruel. Interesting. It's a good way to go about it. We'll probably use that, even though I don't have enough slabs in my store currently. Yeah, I mean, it just makes sense. Because, like, if somebody wants, like, up close specific pictures and stuff, they're probably asking because they want to consider grading it, is what I figured. So, could be an easy way to, if you don't feel like dealing with it. It does happen occasionally, though. I'll get somebody that will want, like, pictures, different pictures of different angles or whatever. The heck is Tentacruel 73? There we go. Alrighty, we're good. Yeah, I didn't know Pokemon Champions was free. That's crazy. Oh no. definitely have to check that out at some point. I guess it makes sense because people have been using what's it called? Showdown for like decades. It's kind of hilarious that it took the Pokemon company so long to like make a battle simulator. Or whatever you want to call it. I don't know if it's like a simulator technically or whatever, but oh yeah, Seadra. Yeah, I never played that. That's one of those ones that I missed out on while I was on my little like hiatus from Pokemon, basically. But yeah, that's still pretty cool. Being able to check them out. I like watching Let's Plays of different stuff. I'll definitely, assuming I'm still doing this like a year and a half from now, which I don't see why I wouldn't be. I plan to stream my playthrough of Wind and Waves for sure on the channel. King. Yeah, I figure it'll be just change it up a little bit from card content. It'll be interesting to see how that goes with the algorithm. I've heard you usually want to kind of stick to one main thing, but I mean, like, it's still Pokemon, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, I can't wait for those games. I'm pretty excited. Definitely enjoyed the reveal trailer. Looked pretty promising. And like shockingly had a pretty positive reaction from the community, which is rare nowadays. But hey, at least the trees didn't look like they had N64 graphics. Oh no, these aren't sorted. Wheezing. Wheezing. Yeah, I'm definitely Team Gekwa all the way. For sure. I just like lizards and dinosaurs. I feel like all of them have gotten a decent amount of love too. Like I wouldn't, well, unfortunately, it's all but certain that Pombon is going to end up on two legs to the dismay of everybody. But I was going to say, I feel like I'd be happy to pick almost any of the starters. There's also, of course, a chance that Gekwa becomes an abomination as well, but we'll see. Kind of like Sobble into Inteleon, horrible. have a Moltres stack yet. Yeah, Brout is pretty awesome. Pombon is super cute, but we know it'll end up bipedal, which is horrible. And then we'll see how Gekwa goes. Yeah, Pombon looks awesome. The name's great, like Pomeranian Bonfire. Come on. How do you feel about the bipedal starters? Like for me, I personally hate it. Like I loved Litten. I hate Incineroar. I think it's an abomination. Loved Sprigatito. Sprigatito is probably my favorite like initial starter of all time. Bulbasaur is my favorite all-time starter because I also like Venusaur, but I hated Meowscarada. Like as soon as it evolved into Florigato and went bipedal, I was like, I'm out. I was tempted to box it at that point. But I evolved it all the way to Meowscarada and then put it in my box because I was like, I can't use this. Super disappointing. I'm running out of space here. So I need. Our card sorter is coming. Sorter tray is coming tomorrow, which will make this so much easier in the future. Hello? Yeah, I mean, I can't.
There's a way to turn off the autofocus because that's why it was like pixelating for me.
I'm
going to bed.
You're going to bed?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thanks, Tim. Thanks for hanging out. Have a good night.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I'll be in soon. I'm almost done. This is the last stack, so. I can't think of an example off the top of my head of a quadrupedal Pokemon that evolves into a bipedal Pokemon that I like. That I know that's like super specific, but off the top of my head, I can't really think of one. So if you have any examples, I'd be happy to hear them. And see what my opinion is on them. Do I have a Starmie pile yet? I don't think so. Yeah, I'm trying to think of one. If a Pokemon like starts bipedal, it doesn't always bother me as much. Tepig. Yeah, see, like I don't really like Emboar that much. Overall, it's not even necessarily the bipedal thing. I just not a huge Emboar fan. But obviously the beautiful thing about Pokemon is everybody has their favorites. I think like Fennekin into Delphox is another one that I hated. I used, that's Gen 6, I think, right? XY. I started with Fennekin, and then when it evolved into Delphox, I boxed it. I knew it was things were going bad with Braixen. And then interestingly, you have like Fuecoco, who starts bipedal and goes the opposite direction. And I love Skeledirge. like of the Gen 9 starter Skeledirge is by far my favorite. Quaquaval, hate it. Meowscarada, hate it. Skeledirge is awesome though. Where are we starting with? Where's Electrode? There we go. So that was interesting. I can't even think of another Pokemon that starts bipedal and goes quadrupedal. Executor. 3. 104 is a Cubone. Yes. Marowak. Who is? Yeah, I don't blame her. Like, Quaquaval is so bad. I didn't even really like Quaxley that much. And I like have this deeper burning hatred of Quaxley because it's like a bit of a story, but I'm a huge Tyranitar fan, my favorite Pokemon of all time. That's where obviously T-Tar collects. That's where my name comes from, my business, all that good stuff. So how they evolved, I was chasing the Tyranitar illustration rare, trying to open it in packs, which was a mistake because I spent way too much money chasing it. Luckily, this was when I first got back into collecting. How they evolved booster boxes, I could get them for like $80 or $90, so it wasn't like a total disaster. It's not like they are now. So anyway, I'm chasing the Tyranitar illustration rare. Never opened it. I think I opened like over 10 booster boxes over the course of like a couple months of how they evolved. Never got the Tyranitar illustration rare. I opened like 4 Quaxley illustration rares. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, how can I get 4 of this stupid duck? But I can't just get 1 Tyranitar. I was so upset. Unluckily for me, I didn't open any Magikarps either, because that would have been cool. I love that card. I still don't have that in my personal collection. The Shinji Kanda Magikarp is fantastic. Wasn't able to get those either, unfortunately. Where are we at here? Coughing, wheezing. It's 110. It's on 111. Rhyhorn. Nice. Yeah, welcome in. If there's anybody new here, looks like a couple new people might have joined. Just kind of hanging out, kind of wrapping up here, down to the last stack. Just getting these 151 bulk cards in set numerical order to add to my 151 inventory. 111. Who is 112? Oh, well, that would be right on. So 113. That's what I'm looking for. Who's that? Oh, I missed the wiki time. 108. There. And I need 113. Who is 113? I must not have it. So we'll go to Horsey. Oh, wait. Is Chansey 113? Yes. Cool. 114. I don't think I have. So we'll go to Horsey and Seadra. Yeah, feel free to ask any questions you might have. I'm a relatively new TCG, like business seller. I sell on eBay. So if you have any questions, little buying a house, limited funds, missed out on Bubble Mew, Magikarp 100. Oh, nice. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, obviously, hindsight being 2020, I should have got the Magikarp Back when How They Evolve came out, I think it was like $30. Sad day. Now I don't even know. Raw is probably well over 200. I haven't looked in a while. I would like to get the card, but I don't know that I can justify it at the moment. 120. Yeah, it's crazy what the hobby has done in the last couple of years. I remember being able to walk into stores and buy packs. Yeah, 20 to 30 was definitely the low. And then it just like shot up. It seemed like Shinji Kanda as an artist really took off right around that time. That's when a lot of people started making really big deals about their artworks. Because like the couple of them then kind of went crazy. Like the Giratina, same thing. What else? The Roaring Moon from Prismatic, a little bit. Probably hasn't gotten as much respect as like the Magikarp and stuff. The Seismitoad went crazy from, I can't remember if it's Black Bolt or White Flare. I can't remember which the Seismitoad was in. Oh. Dunsparce common from Journey Together. Yukamori. Yeah, Yukamori goes crazy. I always pull their stuff out when I'm like sorting through bulk and listed on my eBay store. And you can, like, I just sold a couple Pachirisus from, I think it was some Sun and Moon set over the weekend. Interestingly, I was watching Phantom was doing like an interview style video with somebody who does a lot of grading. And it's kind of like funds their hobby through grading, basically. And they said that they graded the Helioptile reverse hollow. Yes, Deej thinking, yep. They graded a couple copies of the Helioptile reverse hollow from Mega Evolution. Got tens, and they sold for like over $100 each. It's crazy. Not something you really think about, like grading bulk like that, but if it's like a popular artist like that, it kind of makes sense. That's something I might want to consider exploring myself a little bit more. Yeah, Yukamori goes hard. Is it Asaka Ito, the like felt artist, goes pretty hard. And then Shinji Kanda, of course. My personal favorite is Komiya. Yeah, it is nice to see people like collecting the artist specifically. Like I try to collect Kamiya cards here and there. If I get some through like a collection buy, I'll usually set them aside for myself because typically like it'll just be commons and uncommons that aren't really worth that much anyway, so I don't feel as bad holding them for myself if it's just like $1 or $2 cards. Yeah, exactly. And then the art for Scarlet and Violet era has been really spectacular. I think the addition of illustration rares was huge. I guess they started kind of doing it towards the end of Sword and Shield with like the different trainer galleries and stuff like that. But it just really makes the pack opening experience a lot better when you can just like, you know, get an illustration rare. versus in older sets, you would pretty much just have like regular hollows and stuff to open. As far as value goes, this is a 128. Who is 129? Magic Cartridge, I don't have any. Okay. 130. 131. 132. Eevee. 33. Big Pokémon. 34. 35. 36. That one's easy. Don't have any Porygons, so we go to 138. Oh wait, I missed some Jolteons here. Is that the fossils? Yes. So Ammonite, Amstar, Amistar. 1, 2. Yeah, I gotta look through my Mega Bulk and see if I have any of those Helioptiles that'd be worth sending in. It's actually kind of funny. Yeah, pretty much whenever I come across like a Yukimori art now during collection buying and stuff, I'll look to see if they're gradable. Makes a lot of sense. Oh, the Gengar Mimikyu GX tag team in bulk is crazy. But I guess at the same time, when you think about it back then, when it came out, it probably wasn't really that expensive. Like it is kind of crazy when you look back at like XY, especially, is getting pretty old now. And then Sun and Moon, of course. Like the regular just in XY, it was EXs, I think, right? And then Sun and Moon moved to GX, whatever those stand for. Actually, I have no idea. Just like regular EXs and stuff from XY can be pretty expensive. So, you know, it would only make sense that the EXs from Scarlet Violet era will probably follow suit eventually. So, you know, you just stash aside like random Pikachu EXs and Gengar EXs, like all that kind of stuff, popular species, and yeah. Yeah, I think even now that card's got to be decently expensive. I don't know. If I had to ballpark, probably somewhere around $30, $40 or so. If I had to just randomly guess. Mimikyu and Gengar, obviously both super popular. Alright, that's all sorted. And then we just have to do the trainers. Oh. I didn't know there was exclusive tag team cards in Japanese. I always do find it interesting when there's like not exact equivalents of sets. Like for me, I collect Tyranitar cards. Like I'm working on a T-Tar Master set, including all the pre-evolutions and everything. And Iron Thorns. And in Terastal Festival was different than our Prismatic Evolutions in that there is like a regular Iron Thorns card in the set. So it got Pokeball and Master Ball printings of Iron Thorns that we did not get in Prismatic Evolutions. So I have those as Japanese exclusives. He looks fossil, old amber. Yeah, true. That's a great point. Okay, yeah. Will we eventually get those cards? They definitely are kind of just like doing their own thing, which is interesting. People go nuts over that stuff too. I remember, I mean, it has to have come out by now. It was like in the news and stuff, like the Poke News, not actual news, but like that Mew that they, it was like, I don't know that it was actually printed serialized, but they only made like, what was it, 1,151 copies of it or something like that. I actually haven't even like looked at that in a very long time. I wonder how that ended up price wise, because that is crazy for there to only be like 1,000 copies of something. Or was it 10,151? I can't remember exactly, but I remember some crazy like Chinese exclusive Mew for their 151 equivalent set. Alrighty, what we got? Antique. Oh man, that's tough. Hopefully he got made whole on that, because that is rough. 55. Six. Big airplane. Road. 8. 59. 160. 162. 64 and 165. Oh, well, that's good to know. I actually didn't even know that. I don't buy a ton. Like I don't get a lot of Chinese cards. Sometimes I'll get some here and there in like collections and stuff, but not a lot. And sometimes what I'll do as part of like if I need collections and stuff, I'll try to get like eBay auctions, and sometimes that'll have like Chinese cards and stuff, but I don't necessarily like seek out a lot of Chinese cards in particular. But alrighty, that wraps it up. So I think I'm gonna call it a night there. I've been streaming for like 2 hours while I was doing this. Definitely appreciate you hanging out. Appreciate the chats. I'll try to be going live a little more frequently, and eventually I want to do rip and ships. I'll get into that. So I just have to figure out logistically how I want to do that. So yeah, thank you very much for hanging out and chatting. I really appreciate it. And have a great night. I'm going to go ahead and end the live. Take it easy.